Perfect Games National Spotlight shines on Las Vegas, Nevada. It's been an incredible week of baseball at the Bishop Gorman Invitational. This is the championship game, a local squad, Basic Academy, the perennial state champs here in the state of Nevada, and Orange Lutheran, a powerhouse out of the Trinity, and a bunch of alum that have gone on to the big leagues, Orange Lutheran out of Orange, California. The championship game, this great event with 5 different states, and of course Canada represented. The weather has really cooperated. The level of play has been equal to mid-major college baseball. It has been incredible. Steve Phillips is my broadcast partner, and he will take us through this game. My name is Darren Sutton. Thanks for being with all of us. Pitching was the key yesterday, and enough timely hitting for both Basic against the Bishop Gorman and Orange Lutheran against a fellow Northern California team in Franklin. So that sets the team just a bit. We have 2 special players, though, Steve. 2 perfect game All-Americans, 1 on each roster that we'll see today.
We certainly do. Josiah Hartshorn yesterday, a triple short of the cycle, absolutely put on a show swinging the bat yesterday. He pulled the ball for a single. He drove a double down to the corner and then hit a home run straightaway center field, just powering the baseball all over the field. He can hit from line to line. He can drive the baseball. He's got a great eye at the plate. He can do it all. And then Tate Southasine as well. Outstanding young talent. He can swing the bat. Just extraordinary talent on both these teams.
And some athletes for R.J. Farrell's team. First-year head coach, though. He's helped to build that program for a long, long time. Here is Tate. Perfect game All-American and a great baseball name. The Southasines have touched professional baseball. Brother Ty is in the Cubs organization, was a high draft pick in 2024. Seems like every year PG has a Southasine on the All-American Classic roster. Hurtado at the top. Murrietta's a talented catcher. Hartshorn is worth the price of admission or gas, however you're getting to the game. Freeberg, Haros, Hanoyan has been special over there at third. It's Ramos, Hotto, and then Justin Lopez. Lopez, of course, is the second baseman. That's 1 through 9. And a heck of a matchup, a really, really special matchup. And let's do it. Noah Sebastian for Basic, Las Vegas, Nevada. This is a really historic program as the southpaw fires a fastball that is high. 1-0 the count, a quick call of time. Delbert Levitt is our home plate umpire. He backs off, makes sure he sees everything and that we can move along in this game. By the way, Basic is 8-2 to open the year. They play in the 5A level in Nevada in the South Mountain League, and Orange Lutheran is 7-1 on the season. They play in the famed Trinity League in Southern California, which has a ton of talented prep schools and some really dominating public schools as well. It's the Trinity League. Both these teams are tested when they play league play, just like they're tested in this tournament. And the 1-0 evens it up at 1-1. Ricardo takes down and away. Hurtado hitting .250 on the year. Patience has him reaching a lot more than that. This entire team is starting to find their legs offensively. And one of the reasons they are is that early in the season, maybe not the hits they wanted, but Hurtado getting on base at a .471 clip to go along with that .250 batting average as he makes a run down that right field line. Andrew Giles came an awful long way. That's a nice play by the right fielder.
He really did, and hustling into foul territory, ended up catching in foul territory, but a good job. And remember, pop-up priorities. The right fielder has priority over the second baseman. He calls him off. You see the second baseman, Lyndon Lee, he peels off on the play, understanding that Giles calls him. He makes the play on it. 1 out.
Brady Murrieta is the catcher. He's another one that has really flexed the Texas commit in this event. He's a 2026, so another year after this year of high school baseball. Nice little cut and bite to that fastball inside corner, 0-1.
Well, Sebastian just pumping strikes in good rhythm on the mound, and good pace, just gets right back on the rubber, doesn't walk around, just gets the ball from his buddy Koawan and gets back on the pitching rubber to throw another strike.
Quickly jumps ahead, 0-2. Murrieta opening the year with a .320 batting average. That's 8 for 25 on the year. Also got 5 walks. That means he's got a .419 on base percentage to start his season as he hits a little topper up the first base line. And it trickles foul, picked up in foul territory by the man Steve talked about, Koa Wan, the catcher.
You know, Brady Murrieta, watched him yesterday in the game against Franklin, and he has this focus and discipline every time he's at the plate. He'll get set, his front arm, he'll sort of take a practice swing with just his left arm toward the pitcher. He'll look at the bat, but he's got this same routine that he does every time he's in the batter's box.
The junior left-hander throws a changeup that disappears away. Good 0-2 pitch. 1 ball and 2 strikes to count. Noah's not yet 17 years old. 16 plus about 11 months. 6'1", 180-pound left-handed pitcher. Line drive, center field. Pretty approach. It's a single into center field for Brady.
Yeah, Brady has a nice level swing. Doesn't try to do too much with it. Nice short stroke to the baseball. Good balance at the plate. Watch this short swing right here. Just straight to the baseball, right? Not trying to drive it, not trying to hit over anybody's head. Just give me good, solid contact right back up the middle. He looks like a Texas catcher.
5 home runs already this year in his first 8 games for Josiah Hartshorn. 3 of them coming in this event. As Steve told you yesterday, he was 1 hit away from the cycle. Remind me which hit it was, Steve. You called the game.
He missed the triple. He had a double, a single, and a home run yesterday, and he is a pure hitter, man. This guy is really something. He's got great hands at the plate. Great plate discipline, recognizes the pitches, hangs in there on left-handers. He uses the whole field. He can pull it down the right field line. He can punch it down the left field line, and he banged one over the center field wall.
.533 on base percentage. As that one out over the plate, let it travel, pops it up left side, long run, sliding over the shoulder, unable to make the play. The shortstop takes out the scene. They flip it on into second, but advancing in time is Murrieta. That's what happens when you are fearful, and I mean fearful, of the power of a hitter. That depth that he had in the outfield earned him that Texas leaguer.
You're right, and when you're a good hitter, you seem to find the blue pits too, right? Outfield playing deep there for a guy that can drive it, and he gets jammed a little bit, but he's able to muscle it over the infield and drop it in front of the outfield. Good effort by Ace Sapp in left field, coming in sliding. A good job by South the thing going out too, but a good read also, base running by Murrieta, and he ends up getting into second base. You got to watch and make sure you don't get double off in case they catch it, but he's able to get into second base safely.
Ace is coming in. Looked like he might have had something kick up on his lip there, maybe.
Well,
when
I think they might have bumped into each other a little bit out there on the slide. So Sapp came south sliding in on it, and I think they may have banged into each other a little bit on that one as the two came in together.
Yeah, pinching the nose there. There's some bleeding going on, so... Oh, baseball guys are so helpful, aren't they? Someone just fired a water bottle towards him.
Yeah.
Let's not hit him
He's
again.
got his head up looking at the sky, and now he's going to need stitches in his chin because the water bottle hit him in the chin.
Baseball player Steve Phillips.
Yeah, but that's tough. You know, it's tough because that's that tweener where neither guy can call it because they're not sure they can get it. They both go for it and dive for it. And I remember doing that one time. And Mookie Wilson's brother, John, was in the minor league system for the Mets. I was playing shortstop. He was in left field. He came sliding in feet first. I dove head first, and I got his spikes right across my face and took off, the first layer of skin across my face on it. And yet we both did the right thing because neither of us could call it, and we both laid out for it. And it's just that no man's land where, unfortunately, that's what happens.
Ace Sapp is a real talented ball player. Let's hope he can stay in this game so you all can watch him play. Top 50 outfielder in the United States, just a sophomore, earning a start on this deep, deep team. Earning a start on the team as a sophomore. Still just 15 years old.
Oh, really? I can see the blood. I can see the blood from the box.
Yeah, he banged into the wall yesterday, making a defensive play, defensive effort. So it's been a rough couple of days. I think he's just trying to make sure the bloody nose that he's dealing with stops. That's where he's trying to start things.
You were swinging with 31. That's a whole lot.
Love the effort, though, and laying out there, doing all he can and trying to make a play for his team.
There we go. Some cotton. A reminder, by the way, while he heads back out to left, how many talented teams, A, were in this event, and B, we've been able to broadcast this year. When you take a look at the depth chart, kind of an eye chart, so you have to look closely. Of the high school top 50, there are some familiar names if you follow high school baseball, mainly at the top. 4 guys that could go day one out of Corona High School. IMG Academy draws players to that direction, and Huntington Beach High School. But pick your region. Hamilton at 31 in Arizona. I'm an Arizona guy. Hamilton, a really gifted team. There's a team near you that's playing really good baseball, so my nudge to you is go out and watch them play, because these teams could hang with a mid-major college baseball team. Stevie's still going to stay in there. That's great.
I love it. I love it.
And so we'll watch Ace play left field, and we'll watch Hamilton Friedberg hit. Hamilton is the right fielder, and Sebastian wants to have a quick conversation with Koa Wan. I want to go on the record right out of the gates on something light. Certainly, I've always liked Orange Lutheran's uniforms because, it's my kind of hometown team from that part of the world. But I adore the uniforms that Basic wears in this game today. Really sharp. The black, the kind of Astros striping from the old school. I mean, those are good-looking uniforms.
They are. Yeah, I got to tell you what, the high school uniforms today have come a long ways from when I was back in high school. I can tell you that.
You and me both, my friend. It wasn't usually a uniform. It was just the generic pants and whatever top you got. That one is high. 2-0 the count from Sebastian.
Sebastian had a bit of a rhythm going, but now, things slowed down a little bit for him. He's got to get back into his groove.
His dad is Nick, the left-hander. That's the outside corner. Steve called for it. He hit that corner. 2-1 the count.
Friedberg yesterday followed the Hartshorn home run with an opposite field home run of his own, driving it out to right field.
Breaking ball never got there. It stayed high. 3-1 the count. Friedberg's first home run of the year. He's also got a triple. He's hitting 400 to open the year. Not very many walks. He's got 3 walks, so the on base at 433. In other words, if it's near the plate, he's hacking, and he's been hacking with success. Runners take off as he shoots that one foul to the right side. Runners were moving there, Steve.
Well, I think that tells you that, that R.J. Farrell believes that Friedberg's going to make contact right there. And 3-1, he was sitting fastball, especially because we just saw Sebastian miss with the breaking ball, so he figured he's going to get a fastball, good contact hitter, and he figured he's going to put it in play.
Hamilton, an Air Force commit, has earned a PG Scout grade of the very best of 10. 17 and a half years old as he fouls that one off to the right side. Strong, compact frame, 5'10", 180. Has some pitching on his resume, too. And an arm that at Perfect Game events has touched 93 miles an hour as a pitcher. Three-two change up, got him. What a pitch.
Pretty gutsy pitch, too, right? I mean, he threw a couple fastballs, and then he came back off speed, and then he ended up fooling him right there. He fouled off the pitch earlier, and then he fooled him on the changeup for the strikeout.
Everyone loves velocity. We know that, right? I had a chance to interview. You've been to some camps and done such a great job. I got a chance to interview Mason Miller the other day, who throws for the A's 104 when he's on his great days. But besides the fact of loving velocity, I love a good changeup, and I think a lot of folks agree. It's just such a fun pitch as a breaking ball for strike one drops in there against Noah Harros, the first baseman. And especially a high school pitcher, knowing how to feed off the greed of a hitter like he did with Friedberg. Snap throw and a high fastball.
Good routine right here. Come on.
Senior first baseman sees the count 1-1. He goes down and gets that one. It looked like a left-on-left changeup, 1-2.
Yeah, he got jammed him a little bit right there as well. And so if he's able to have any command of a breaking ball right here, Harros is going to be in a little bit of trouble because he got him conscious inside right now to where he's going to probably open up a little bit. If he can break it to the outside corner, got a chance to get him.
Well, that's exactly what he threw, Steve. That was a heck of a pitch and a good take.
Yeah, good take. Very good take. Good pitch. The right pitch.
We saw this talented hitter also pitch at Perfect Game 17 New World Series. Here it is again. Three and two the count. And when Harros played in the 17 New World Series last July in the heat in Arizona, he played for a good travel team, the Prime team, and he on the mound touched 87 miles an hour as a right-handed pitcher. Was an all-tournament team member, had a great event. That's a really good event loaded with talented D1 caliber players. He lost the ball. He hung in there. I think it all comes down to that two-strike pitch that he took and didn't wave at.
Yeah. Good at bat.
Well, they're making him work. And yet Hamilton Freeberg, a couple of batters ago, he is an Air Force commit. So too is this man, Wyatt Honoyan. Plays for TB SoCal. He's a senior. So he'll be heading to the academy, going to Colorado Springs next fall. 1-0.
You think about when Noah Sebastian came out initially in the game, he had such a rhythm. He got the ball quickly, got back on the mound, got a rhythm. And then when, he ended up with the single and then the blue pit and then the delay, it got him out of his rhythm. And also getting out of the stretch got him out of his rhythm a little bit as well. Back out of the windup here with the bases loaded.
Two and one the count. Sebastian, the left-hander, Basic Academy of International Studies. Been around since the 1940s, a long, long time, about 2,500 students, known certainly for academics. That one is popped foul. Large student body and strong athletics histories, baseball state championships in the 50s and in the 80s, and certainly in the 2000s, the teens and the 2020s. A really great athletic program. Took a change up, almost like he knew it was coming.
It's a good take. I mean, it really is a good take. Swinging a couple of fastballs and really good recognition of the pitch right there. Big pitch right here.
Another take on another 3-2 changeup, down and away, didn't offer, and he walks in a run. Olu leads it 1-0. Tristan Ramos had a chance to end the game on the scoreboard as it pertains to runs, and this was his swing. Steve, you were on this call.
I was on it, and he got a ball that he could lift and created some serious backspin on it, and executed the run rule in the game yesterday, and got bases loaded here right now. A chance to go back-to-back from yesterday to today.
Long Beach State awaits his arrival. He's a 2026, so another year of high school baseball for the 16-year-old. Top 20 outfielder as the rankings look at him in the state of California. 1-1.
Do it again. Okay.
Kind of stealing out there at third, back in plenty of time.
Koawan, the catcher's got to be a little careful because he really stood up and almost blocked the umpire's view on that pitch. It was that got the call of the strike, but he almost blocked the view. One pitch here, and he could get out of this inning with only 1 run.
2-2 the count. Ramos has opened the year 3 for 18, but he's been patient. He's got 3 walks as well, so a .348 on base percentage, and those numbers are climbing. And as Steve told you, there was power yesterday. Fastball outside corner. That's strike 3. So as Steve said, dodged a bullet. Maybe feel like it could have been much more challenging. Let's meet with the young left-handed pitcher immediately. And then they'll go to work with a bat in their hands. Orange Lutheran leads it 1-0 over Basic in the title game.
Stepping to the plate, PJ Morlando.
I believe this is where it all began.
And here comes the pitch.
And this is the sweetest sound in the world.
Of course, to be able to swing a bat quick, you're going to have to be strong.
I believe you gotta rise before you can shine. That there is no agony worse than defeat.
The question is, does he have the bat speed? Does he have what it takes?
And an angel watches over me.
And swing it. Just keep swinging. Just keep swinging.
I believe this will all be worth it.
And the next pick in the 2024 draft is...
But nothing is the score. It could have been much bigger, much more dangerous, but that's where it stands now. Basic and Gino Di Maria, who did such a great job for so many years at Bishop Gorman, is across town at Basic. Actually still teaches at Bishop Gorman, though. It's a fun relationship. And I'll see you 2 South Essenes, and if I do that, I'll raise you. Well, I don't need to raise you because you win there. There are 4 South Essene brothers. They all can play at a very high level. They all maximize who they are as players. Giles, Lee, Kelly, Sagafsky, Jaron, Sapp, and Quan. Glad Sapp is still out there playing. Looking forward to seeing the gifted, speedy outfielder hit Gino Di Maria. And this is Blake Killinger, an uncommitted right-handed pitcher. Noticed one thing, if you notice anything on that graphic, when you take a look at Blake, a skyscraper out there at 6 feet 7 inches tall. Still trying to figure out where he'd like to play his college baseball. He's got plenty of time. He's a junior, and again, 6'7" on the mound.
I tell you what, Orange Lutheran grows them big. He had a 6'7" pitcher yesterday as well, and Gary Moore's headed to Tennessee, and they're backing it up with another 6'7" guy. I mean, they must have a heck of a pickup basketball game with the baseball team as well, because they've got some big boys on this team. My goodness.
Blake is the son of Kirk and Jen. He's got a couple of sisters. They were older sisters. He loves another big guy. He loves watching Paul Skeens work. He says his drive, his dedication to the game, he plays it the right way. Right now, he's the best pitcher in the world, and his words are, I watch him very closely. I get a chance to watch him as much as I can and try to learn from him. This is a 3.7 student in the classroom. He now has back-to-back South Essenes that are staring him down. First up, the junior who steps in, Troy South Essene. And a USC commit. 1-0 the count to Troy. Plays his travel ball for John Pano and CBA. Tip and Paul, by the way, are mom and dad with T, Tight, and Tate, his brothers. Right down the middle, 1-1. Troy, a top 50 outfielder in the United States in the junior class. 1 ball and 2 strikes to count.
I like for Killinger that, it's a windup, but it's sort of a reduced windup where he sort of starts sideways a little bit. This really gets to a stretch position. And as big as he is, I want as little movement as possible just to get his arm in the right slot. That's a great changeup right there. Nice pitch.
He went out and got it and turned it into an out. He being Justin Lopez, the second baseman. And again, he completely gave himself up because of that change in velocity.
You mentioned it earlier about the changeup, and that's the one development piece that has changed so much in high school over the years. It used to be that high school kids never had a feel for changeup. We draft them and bring them in. Nobody threw a changeup. Nobody could teach a changeup. Now every high school kid has one.
Man, I love that pitch. Steve, I love that pitch.
And you know what it is that sometimes pitchers lose a feel for their breaking ball, but they all seem to maintain the feel for the changeup.
Tate takes over the inside corner. We had Troy. We now have Tate. Tate, a 2024 perfect game All-American. Steve was on the television call of that one. He's a USC commit, number 9 shortstop in the country, the number 17 overall player. And we're talking about Ty, the oldest of the brothers. They're also close in age, though. A 4th-round pick out of basic last year, the Cubs. So he's in the Cubs organization. And then there's T, who's currently a right-handed pitcher, a freshman at USC. South the Seams just taking over baseball.
They are. Tate hitting .591 on the season with a .697 on base percentage so far.
Good take. That on base percentage just went up.
Those are video game numbers. I just interviewed today the brand manager and guy in charge of the programming for MLB The Show, the video game. And those are video game numbers that Tate South the Scene has put up so far.
And the fun part about it probably doesn't surprise you. He's only struck out twice all year long, along with those video game numbers. So he's making outs with content. That's nowhere close. Got on the side of that when the runner was on the move, and almost appears as if once he knew that runner got a great jump, he rushed to the plate and threw it wild. He'd have stolen it, though. This is Oregon commit Andrew Giles. He's a top 30 outfielder in the country. And a 2026 CBA Marucci, his travel team, 17 years old. We've seen him at nearly 70 perfect game events, so he's got a nice, rich travel ball resume through his years. 2-0 the count.
Well, Tate South the Scene has scored 13 runs already this year, and Andrew Giles has driven in 12. There's no surprise who Andrew Giles is driving in when he's driving in all those runs.
As I'm scampering back to the bag, Giles' mom is Kristen, dad is Mark. No relation to the baseball Giles family. You might have thought about that. A lot of times a apple tree situation, not in this case. Making his own way in the baseball world as that one's inside. 3-0 Andrew Giles. And I'll say he is when you're committed to go to Oregon. An excellent program, Coach Wazakowski up there. Reigning first-team All-State outfielder. Inside, he's having a tough time, Steve, finding kind of the arm and the touch and feel on the delivery.
Yeah, he can't repeat his release point, right? And that's one of the challenges for a 6'7", a big man, is that there's just a lot of moving parts. And, you know, also the change when you get from the wind-up to the stretch position. Now, he really, his wind-up is kind of the stretch position as it is. But, you know, it's just a big body, and, to get the stride and the rotation and the arm, swing, all of that working in the same speed and momentum, sometimes it's difficult to keep repeating that.
And it looks like he's under, for such height that can really create extension. It almost looks like he's a little bit underneath the baseball.
Yeah, kind of pushing it a little bit.
Lyndon Lee, a good one. Number 16 overall in the state in the class of 2026. 17 years old. He's been an active travel ball player. Seen him at 46 perfect game events. Hitting .269 to open the year with a .312 on base. Puts that one on the ground. Could be tailor-made. Is tailor-made. A double play. Lopez to Hoddle. One to Noah Haros. Couldn't have rolled it up any better. And just like that, Blake Gillinger finds his stride again with that good sinking fastball. Boy, there was a threat early on. But this time, which is rare, a South Assine didn't come around to score. Phillips and Sutton hanging out in Vegas. And that's a good thing because we're watching baseball. We're staying out of trouble. Baseball. We've been at the yard the entire time. And glad to have you spending time with us. Bishop Gorman, kudos. Tip of the cap to this program. They're not playing in the championship game. They're perennial champions of their own event. But, man, great hosts. And they've treated us amazingly. So we're grateful to Bishop Gorman. Meantime, let's get back to these two teams. Gavin Hoddle for California's Orange Lutheran leading it off. Noah Sebastian, the left-hander, working for Basic Academy out of Nevada. Gavin, a TCU commit. Top 35 shortstop in the country. Top 10 in the state of California. And a junior, so one more year of high school baseball and academics after this. Drops a changeup in there, 1-2.
You know, watching Noah Sebastian, you watch his energy of his delivery. It looks like he moves toward the first base dugout as he starts his motion, right?
Changeup, strike three. And what do you make of that?
I just think that sometimes it takes his energy, moves toward the dugout instead of toward the hitter. I'd like to get him more in line going toward home plate, where I think he'd have more. See his movement right there? Pretty good changeup right there, which was a pretty good pitch. When he throws his fastball, though, it looks like he gets his energy as his delivery goes more toward the dugout than toward the hitter. Just want to make sure he gets in line more toward the hitter. Kind of across his body a little bit. I think if he gets in line, he'll be able to repeat that release point more consistently. Something to work on and easily fixed.
Yeah, I love that. I love that word energy. Is that one a fastball beat him? Popped up right side. Easy chance looking into the sun. Andrew Giles, the right fielder. I love that word to describe. And a lifelong baseball person myself, I don't know that I've ever heard the word energy when you're talking about, but man, you described it well, and it makes perfect sense. It probably feels like, Stevie, he gets a little deception from that. So to sell him on it may be a challenge, but I understand exactly what you're saying.
You know, I think that what it comes down to is that if he ends up not throwing enough strikes, he might be receptive to it, right? It's right. That'll be the issue, is if he's not throwing enough strikes.
On the ground, played at the belt, played easily on the move. Tate Southasine made that play look easy. Tate, the perfect game All-American. His squad goes 1-2-3 defensively.
I need all the wins, yeah. Ain't always gotta get a no call to quits, yeah. Gotta keep on moving no matter how hard it gets, yeah. Better move out the way cause I'm coming with hard against. My head is as hard as a brick, but I'm harder than all of this. You better move, you might get knocked out, knocked out. You better move, you might get knocked out, knocked out. big leagues. Told her don't miss me. Ballin' like Houston. Ayy, feeling like Whitney. I gotta go, dog. I'm riding the road, y'all. I think that I'm back in my bag now. So I need that go, y'all. Got hits when they throwin' the fastball. Too much that I've been through, so I put it all in that rear view. Clean money in the black whip. Got old problems with the friends new.
You know you're having fun in break when you're talking about King of Queens. Everybody loves Raymond. You know, those shows from a generation ago that still make us smile. This baseball makes us smile. I think, Steve, what's fun about it, I want to be careful when I say it because there's developing sophomores and juniors too, but both these dugouts could hang with, you know, a junior college baseball team. There'd be more depth with those teams or a mid-major, but they would not get run off the field, and that's what I love about this tournament, the level of baseball.
Well, there's no question. In fact, you know, when you put up when we put up the image of all of the top high schools in the country, I mean, I've already seen a lot of those by calling games with you this year, and you know, Corona High School and Stoneman Douglas, and I mean, we've seen already so many of the top high schools this year, and I am so amazed by the talent that we've seen.
And one of those men is this man. His name is Matthew Kelly. We saw him a couple of years ago at Perfect Game's 14U Select Festival in Fort Myers, and he looked good. He was fun to watch play. He's been off that beaten path. Now he's going to make a run at a Perfect Game All-American Classic roster spot, a Miami commit. And he'll do that this upcoming summer. I think the last thing they're looking for from this man is an elevated fastball. That's why it worked.
Yeah. He chased it a little bit. He changed his eye level a few times during this at-bat. And, you know, it's interesting. He swung over the high fastball. Usually they swing under the high fastball. He actually swung over the high fastball.
Well, I think it's funky because with this right-hander, we talked about it, everything kind of has an arm side run. That's why you got that ground ball double play. It's got sink to it. So asking a pitcher like this to elevate at times is a challenge, whereas for some pitchers, it's easy. He's more comfortable throwing it at your shoelaces. Like that as he sinks it in there, 2-1.
Yeah, nice pitch right there. He does slow his arm action a little bit with the changeup. It was a hitter, you might notice it, but he does have a feel for it, and that'll improve just with time.
Overthrew it that time. 3 balls and 1 strike the count. Dallin Savasky, I should say. Dallin's 16 years old. Just a sophomore. Sagavsky, and that one inside. Dallin takes a walk. We've seen Dallin at 36 Perfect Game events, and he's performed well. Last playing for LVR, a local travel program, and a good one. Gabe Giron, the first baseman. Gabe, another junior. That may be the best fastball he's thrown.
Yeah, that had some late life to it, and he had some extension, like he got his arm out in front a little bit on that one. You know, if he can get the right rhythm and extension, he can really release it so much closer to the plate that it can really jump on a hitter.
He's still kind of in between, you're right. Kind of finding that dance, that ballroom dance when you get comfortable with your mechanics and it happens the same over and over again. There's a lot to dream on with that ability to sink it in his size. 1-1 the count. Giron's listed Utah Valley, Cal State Northridge, UNLV, Oregon is schools that he'd love to play for someday. The son of Shauna and Bronson. He's a great student, not good. He hopes to be and plans to be in the running by the time it's all said and done to be his class's valedictorian.
Wow.
So if you're sharing that with us as a junior, that means you really haven't slipped ever in the classroom through high school.
That's impressive.
Good take, 2-1. As a similar pitch that he threw Lyndon Lee. That was a ground ball waiting to happen if he offered at it. Basic looking to get back in this game. High fly ball carries towards center, but it'll hang up shy of the center field wall. Well, the talented Josiah Hartshorn makes the play for out number 2.
Yeah, that was a good pitch. He had good arm angle and just a little bit of run in on the hands that kept it off the sweet part of the bat and kept it in the ballpark.
2027 grad, Ace Sapp, good enough athlete to play anywhere in the outfield or in the middle of the infield as well. Drives him back to the bag. Sapp still, as we were talking about earlier, 15 years old, just a sophomore. It's a busy summer planned after this high school season. Good fastball, 1-1 the count. Playing for Trotsky, Milwaukee Brewers scout team. He'll go play at East Cobb a couple of times, play at a big event in Irvine, California. He was invited to last year's class of 2027 All-American games at TCU, put on by Perfect Game.
Interesting with Murrieta, Darren. Murrieta down on his knees with setting up with the runner on base here. With no threat, I guess no threat to steal, as he's down on his knees to be able to, if he runs, to not be able to throw him out.
Meantime, Sapp, while that occurs, drives it into right center field, has a hustle double out front of him. And down got that one off the end of the bat. Sigagowski easily over to third. Pretty double. Pure speed there, by the way, after a good piece of hitting.
Well, he hit it and thought 2 out of the box. Look at him, right out of the box. He's thinking 2 right there. I love that. He didn't even hesitate. He's thinking 2. The ball over in the gap a little bit. Took a funky hop, right? Took a funky hop, and Freeberg had to sort of adjust to it. But I don't know that even if it took a normal hop, I think Sapp was thinking double all the way out of the batter's box. Now runners on second and third with 2 out. And an opportunity here for catcher Koa Wan to pick up a couple of RBIs.
Kealia Koa Wan, his given name. Or maybe to say it properly, Keali'i Koa Wan. The number 4 catcher in the state of Nevada. He's a senior. He is a Hawaii commit. Has played at some big events for the Ohio Warhawks travel team. On Slusher runs that program. Wan out to second. Turn into an out. Boy, big opportunity. Slips right through the fingertips. They put the pressure on. They've had 4 total base runners in the first 2 innings. But Killinger has bent and bent, but he hasn't broken. Steve Phillips, Darren Sutton. The championship game, this great event put on by Bishop Gorman. Orange Lutheran leading over Basic Nevada by a score of 1-0. It's more of a podcast or radio show discussion, Steve, but in this inning I'd love to tickle the concept a little bit of, it seems like this generation of high school and travel ball baseball player appears way more ready for college baseball than going back 25 years, where freshmen almost always sat out, almost always watched and were redshirted. It just seems this next wave of baseball players is just a little bit more ready for the pressure.
Oh, there's no question about it. I think that showcase events, perfect game events like this, it's a different level of pressure, it's a different level of competition that these young men have all faced that better prepares them for the level of competition and the caliber of play at the college collegiate level. It's just much different preparation for it.
And it's funny, it comes at a time where it's hard to crack a roster as a freshman. It's hard to get an offer because a lot of the Power Fives are kind of just changing deck chairs, ship to ship and moving things around with the portal. So, you get a guy like Derek Curiel, who you could argue could have been drafted, goes to LSU. Well, he's that rare case. He's reached almost every game in which he has played as a freshman. But he represents exactly what we're talking about. High, bouncing hop out to third. The batter is the catcher, Brady Murrieta, a guy that's going to be ready for college baseball and quite possibly pro baseball right away. It's Josiah Hartshorn. He bats next. This was the pitch in that turned it into an out.
Topped it to third, and nice play by Matthew Kelly. Makes it look easy. Strong throw across the infield. Good footwork by Kelly.
Here he is. In our world, the household name. I'm going to guess in the Orange County Register and in the LA Times, a household name as well. After days like 2 days ago and after days like yesterday, Steve.
What a day yesterday. The double down the line, took a changeup and drove it down into the corner. Then he takes a single and rips it into right field, drives in a run. And then how about this? Let me just drive one over the center field wall. Unbelievable.
And he
hit the breaking ball. He hit the changeup. He hit the fastball. He used all the fields. It was just, he's got great wrist. He has that ability to adjust his swing once he starts it. Great hands. Great eye at the plate. Look at when he takes a pitch. His head doesn't move at all. His eyes don't move. His eyes see the ball the entire way. He's got it all at the plate. Very good hitter.
Texas A&M commit, perfect game All-American, takes outside. It's ball 4, number 5 outfielder in the nation. A lot of folks talking about what he has done to start this year, and not just folks, but I'm sure talent evaluators are figuring out where he belongs when we get to July. Just having a ridiculous tournament. Strike one over the outside corner to Hamilton Friedberg, the Air Force commit. He struck out on a changeup back in the first inning. Noah Sebastian zips a fastball, and it was a pretty one, 0-2. Outside.
Think about Air Force Academy commitments, the level of discipline and focus that it takes to go to an academy, and that commitment is just profound to me. And I just great respect for young men that are willing to go to the academies.
I'll tip of the cap to mom and dad, certainly when that discipline is there. Leslie and Russell, his parents, and quite possibly his older brother as well, Hunter. Well, he wanted all day long to offer at that one, and he didn't. Meantime, I think Sebastian was hoping he'd get a call in the inside corner. Three-two, Friedberg. They call him Hammy, and Hammy trots to first. Back-to-back walks. They're making this left-hander grind.
He tries to be so careful in this part of the lineup that I think it just kind of gets him into a little bit of trouble that he's trying to nibble and miss bats instead of understanding the best way to pitch to them is get strike one, work ahead in the count, get on the offensive, make the hitter on the defensive, and work ahead. You know, and he had the same thing the last time around. A couple of singles, then a strikeout, 2 walks, got himself in some trouble. And, you know, the walks are the things that hurt you more than anything. Make them hit you. Make them get hits. Make them put the ball in play against you.
Offensive meeting, pitching, defensive meeting. Basic with wins over Mountain Vista 10-4, St. John Bosco out of California 3-1. Bishop Gorman, their rivals. We shared that one with you yesterday, 2-0. And now it's Orange Lutheran. They'll have a couple of days off, and they'll play at Liberty in town. But they're off to an 8-2 starts. Palo Verde got him on March 5th, 9-7, and Queen Creek got him on the 14th day of March, 11-7. Those are the lone blemishes. Queen Creek out of Arizona. They played in an event out west in their neck of the woods. Noah Harros will hit. Delbert Levitt, the home plate umpire. Meantime, Sebastian's hoping to find that rhythm, that dance that Steve talked about that he had when the game started. Noah steps out of the box. Moreno Valley, California native. As he earns that college degree someday, he wants it to be in engineering. As he takes a pitch over the outside corner, 0-1 the count. The son of Jennifer and Julio, and the younger brother to Jacob and Jalen. A left-on-left changeup.
I know in professional baseball, pitching coaches never like you to throw left-on-left changeups. It's changed a little bit, but the reason for it is that a left-hand hitter sometimes will open up and give a little bit, and that if the left-hand pitcher throws the changeup and it sinks down and in, that's really the only pitch that the left-handed hitter who opens up and gives a little bit can hit, is that sinking changeup down and in.
Well, what a great follow-up pitch, though, right? You go in that same tunnel, as they call it nowadays, with the fastball that makes it look like it's much more firm.
Now, like we talked about before, throw that breaking ball in that spot and then break it to the outside corner.
He did. It went down and away. Not his best one. Understand what he was trying to do. He's trying to do what Steve said, 2-2 the count.
He's thinking the right way. It's just now it's about just executing it. But the thought process is there. The plan is there.
Noah goes to work on 2-2. Lifted. Left center field. Into the alley it goes at the 387 sign. Troy Southacene turns it into an out. Second out of the inning. Runners stay put.
You know, he hit this ball a little better than I thought he did. And able to get it to carry some out to center field. But the appropriate base running right there with an out. Josiah Hartshorn trying to get out there in case he dropped it so that if he did, you could score on the play. Then he goes back when it's caught and gets back to second. Now he's still in scoring position for Hanoian to be able to try to drive him in.
And Hanoian gives it a go as he drives it out to left field. Hangs up nicely, though, into the glove again of Troy Southacene. A couple of defensive plays made easy by the perfect game All-American, and a couple of base runners are stranded. The title game here in Las Vegas, Nevada sees Bishop Gorman hosting a really good one. It's Orange Lutheran up 1-0. Talented team from Nevada. Hanging right in there, trailing it by a score of 1-0. He who has the deepest staff wins in a tournament like this usually, or maybe a hot pitcher you didn't expect to get hot. And maybe this is the man. Steve Phillips, Darren Sutton, thanks for being with us. Blake Killinger's, he's had traffic each and every inning. He's had 4 total base runners he's had to work through, but he hasn't given up anything. Second time through, Troy Southasine, the junior. And the junior of all the Southasine brothers, 4 of them, fouls it off.
I have been impressed how pitchers do not get abused in tournaments. I am so impressed how the usage is really appropriately maintained and pitchers are not really taken advantage of. I was so amazed by it.
It seems like all the rocks have been pulled back and all the bugs have scurried out, and it's an open conversation. And you could be tough and you could be a great teammate, but the long-term future of that pitcher is the most important thing. No balls and 2 strikes to count on Southasine. Good take. So he makes it clear, by the way, when you listen to the junior, the center fielder. I love playing baseball. And these are his words. I don't like watching it. I love playing it. I don't like watching it. The amount of times I get on soapboxes, Steve, and talk about, it's important to watch a game. And you'll catch a lot of players that'll say they watch entire games. But I got to be honest. I appreciate his honesty.
Yeah. I love watching it, though. I do. I flip around to a lot of different games. I'll get the extra innings package and flip around to all the games just to see parts of every game because I talk about, all of the games in the morning on the radio show on MLB Network Radio. But I watch for hours every night just flipping around, trying to just catch all, get a feel for all the different games and the pitchers pitching and get a feel for all of them. But I love watching them.
The 1-2. Just missed the outside corner, 2-2 the count. I spent last evening in San Diego with top prospect, top freshman Joel Vargas in high school out there at East Lake High School. And he's kind of the same as this man hitting, Troy, who drives that one toward left field, got it down off the end of the bat, and a quick 1 out in the inning after fighting through that at bat. Joel feels the same way. He loves playing and plays it well, one of the top freshmen in the country. But he told me, I don't watch games. I'd love to go to a Padres game, but I watch clips. I watch highlights all the time, but I don't like watching full games.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think that that's starting to change a little bit. It's interesting. The demographics are showing that because of the change in pace of play with the pitch timer, the demographics are showing that the fan base is actually skewing a little bit younger. Because it has gone older, but the pace of play, which is something that the young fan base has said they need better, it is getting younger because of it.
Well, being around them like you are, you're around all ages of players. That's what's fun about having you with us now to help us. But, the best players in the major leagues you have conversations with, and now watching and talking to some of the best players in high school and college. And I think, too, that the game is being played better than it ever has been before by more athletes than it's ever been played before. And even the quote-unquote rec player, you're getting more participation in baseball and softball than you have in a long, long time. So by nature, you're going to have personalities that do settle down and want to watch games. Good breaking ball. Look, he has not really had a handle on this pitch, but that was a good one.
That was a good one, no. And that's the difference as you move up the levels. It's not the quality of it, it's the consistency of it, because that was a quality pitch. It's a matter of throwing it on a consistent basis, and that's what he just needs to continue to grow and work upon, is being more consistent with that quality breaking ball.
The senior shortstop takes out the seam. Big, long swing, pops it up to the right side. And ends up a couple of rows back. This beautiful ballpark, Bishop Gorman.
Yeah, you know, Darren, I'm with you. I like these uniforms a lot.
They work. They really work. 3-2. Tied him up, in on the hands, charging quickly. Took him a minute to get a handle on it, and because of that, the throw was off the mark. You could see Hanoyan as he ran through our shot, couldn't really get the right handle on the baseball, then he threw it away.
He did a good job coming to get it, and then he just sort of took that extra step. And listen, when you hustle down the first baseline, it puts pressure on a fielder that if he has any bobble or any grip issue, then panic sets in a little bit. And it did look like a little bit that Hanoyan didn't quite get that shoulder turned while he was running to be able to get the direction of that throw. The shoulder was open, and the arm sort of flew wide open, and he sailed it up the baseline.
Andrew Giles, last year, first-team All-State outfielder, was on the John Pano coach CBA Marucci team that won the event at Jupiter, the World Wood Bat Association World Championship. So it's been a lot of winning and a lot of success of late for the number 3 hole hitter on this basic team. Two and 0.
So that's just a matter of mechanics right there, right? His body flew open, his arm dragged behind, and the release point got askew. So his body was going this way, the arm stayed back, and then we let go of the ball that way, it sails up and in the right-handed batter's box. And so he's just got to get his body and his arm back in sync again. And you know, when you're that big, and you've got all those moving parts and big body parts, you've got to try to keep everything in sync and really, and then you've got to remember what it feels like, right? That motor memory of staying and keeping that in place. And it's hard sometimes when you fall out of it. You got to try to lock back in again.
The 2-0 pitch. Kind of wraps around the baseball, pulls it inside. 3-0 the count. We saw Killinger last summer playing for Duarte's stacked national team. Mickey Duarte touched 88 miles an hour. So there's plenty of giddy up, and he's just a junior. High. Well,
He just needs time, Darren. You know, the coordination will come. It's just going to take some time. Think about Tyler Glass now, 6'7", 6'8" in the major leagues. You know, when he was with Pittsburgh first coming up, he didn't have the same coordination. They worked on mechanics. And we went to Tampa. They said, we want you to be athletic. Go be athletic. Be athletic on the mound again. And he got back in the strike zone at that point. This young man will get back in the zone again. I believe in him.
Yeah, bright future for 6'7" athlete like Killinger. The call to the bullpen has been made. Orange Lutheran will open that gate, and we'll see who comes on to try and keep it close at 1-0.
Wow. Oh, this feels brand new. That's crazy. I feel no pain. That's like a great zero pain. Zero. That's crazy, dude.
Like, I can't feel my traps anymore because they've been going and they're super loose now. But my legs, it almost feels like somebody's just like, pump, pump, pump. It feels like you're getting a massage, free massage.
Superbike Pros, no better way to go.
1-0 is the score. A call is answered by a left-hander and a college commit. He's going to Concordia University, Irvine. His name is Caden Miller. Makes his home in Yorba Linda, California. Plays for the Mike Hargrove, or Cosgrove coached, I should say. Mike Cosgrove, SoCal Birds, his travel team. Senior going off to pitch in college at Concordia. His job now, get a couple of outs, get a ground ball, get back in the dugout.
A loose, lanky left-hander on the mound. They just need him to come in and throw some strikes right now. Let him put it in play. Let the defense do the job behind him.
He loves watching Major League left-hander Tyler Anderson, Dodger, Angel, last couple of years. Says I loved watching how he battles no matter what he warms up with each day. Crafty pitcher, the son of Ryan and Brittany Miller. Deals with Lyndon Lee first. It's the number 4 hitter. That dugout gets loud. 1-0.
You mentioned earlier Lee leading basic and RBIs this year with 13.
Lee playing for CBA in the past, also the Canes West team. Canes American teams on his different travel teams. We've seen him a lot take on perfect game events. It was a couple of years ago that Lyndon Lee did good stuff at the Perfect Game 14U National Showcase. 3 years ago, as a matter of fact. Excited to see where he ends up playing college baseball. Bouncing ball, it's glove. Will they get the 2? On to first from a knee. They won't do that. Things started to crumble just a bit around the bag, and fortunately, the throw that was spiked just eased into first.
Yeah, pretty gutsy turn at second base, where the throw, he kind of took it from his knees, and the runner sliding in to make the play. Miller gets it, throws kind of a two-seamer there to Hoddle, and Hoddle able to make the play, but throws from his knees with the base runner coming in and Giles sliding into him, and takes one for the team, and fortunate enough, right, to not to throw that one away, and now runners at first and third.
Yeah, he was fortunate, Steve. That's such a good point. He was fortunate, you know, and I think the key is Giles saw the play out in front of him. You know, he realized, okay, I'm going to, it'll be a good, clean, firm slide, but I'm not looking to take somebody out who stumbled in front of me on his knees. Here's Matthew Kelly. Matthew Kelly crushes that one toward right center field, but over the shoulder, the play is made by Josiah Hartshorn. Not only can he chase hitting for the cycle, not only does he have 5 home runs this year, but the man built like a linebacker who won a couple of home run derby championships last summer can go get it in center field. The Lancers lead it 1-0. If you're enjoying this right now and you're doing so watching on your laptop or your PC, get the Perfect Game TV app. You can see all the great providers down below of streaming services, but the app is the best way to go. Hit that QR code, put it on your smart TV, put it on your smartphone, and of course your tablet. Take us with you. We're 24/7 documentaries, great documentaries, spending draft days with players in the summertime. And of course, 125 live broadcasts this year. An incredible package built by our partner in crime, Jim Jenks, has done a great job. And we go right back to work, and that one is lifted foul off to the right side. Orange Lutheran, Tristan Ramos, he struck out looking back in the first inning.
Relax, do it again. Contract. Contract.
Went with a fastball, then came back with a changeup. Trying to go fastball away right here now.
Ready for it. Quick hands, explodes into the corner. That one goes. Big aggressive turn. He'll scamper back to the bag. Sorry, our umpire lost his footing. Hopefully Vince is okay. He's got a smile. He's all right.
So they called for a fastball away, but when this ball, the pitch leaks back over the plate, Tristan Ramos rips it down into the left field corner. But a good job hustling over. ASAP gets to it quickly and gets it in, holding Ramos to just a single.
Now, Sebastian has only had one clean inning. That was in the second inning. He got Hotto, Lopez, Hurtado. Trevor Deke gets the call. We saw him earlier in this event. Deke 3 of 7 on the year, 9 total plate appearances, 3 of 7. He's got a couple of walks. That means his on base is close to 560, the junior, as he pops that one foul. Trevor Deke, the hitter, pinch hitting. For Gavin Hotto.
Called upon to get a sacrifice bunt down. He did the right thing, trying to bunt it to first base with the runner on first, trying to advance him to second. You always want to bunt to first with the first baseman holding the runner at first. Want him to give up the position.
Up the first base line. Picked it up fair. Tagged him. Big aggressive turn. How aggressive? Not aggressive enough. Oh, he just got... Oh, man. They had him hung out to dry, and he just scampered back Tristan Ramos.
Wow. First of all, that ball would have gone foul, but
Agreed.
they were able to pick it up and tag out the runner.
I was kind of surprised, weren't you?
Yeah, I was surprised. I might have let it go foul there and make it 0-2 on the hitter. But he grabs it and able to apply the tag, and then you see the big turn at second, and then the slide getting back in. Ramos must have been able to get the mitten, the oven mitt, in place there and get it around the tag, and missed by Southesine at second base there. It looked like the ball beat him, but he must have gotten in the hand underneath the tag.
So Deke, who plays his ball for Stacked Recruiting, Mikey Duarte's team. Love to go to Loyola or go to USC. Drops down a sack bunt. Puts the responsibility now on Justin Lopez. And Lopez, back-to-back breaking balls. Fouls the second one off, is in the hole 0-2. Justin from Anaheim Hills. He's for ZT National. Rick Martinez, his travel coach. Fastball up and away. Good 0-2 pitch. Fly ball right. Looking into the sun is Giles. 2 outs in the inning.
Let's go, Rick. Let's go.
Giles did a good job fighting the sun, but also getting behind the baseball, so he was in good throwing position to come up and hit the cutoff man. Ramos not known for his speed on second base, despite the aggressive hard turn that he made out there on the potential sacrifice bunt.
Ricardo Hurtado takes up and away. Ricky from Whittier, California. 0 for 2, fly out and a ground out. 2-0 the count. Loves the fact that he can play anywhere on the diamond and works on that. Good take on a 2-0 pitch, 3-0.
Well, that's a baseball player, right? That's a guy who just wants to be on the field. You know, I started out as an infielder, and then at some point I just want to play. So I like, put me in anywhere, coach.
And he earns himself a walk.
That's a walk that you're going to want to have back, because I don't want to really face the next two hitters in the Orange Lutheran lineup. I don't want to face Marietta, who really is just poison at the plate. He doesn't expand the zone. He's got that professional approach, and I certainly don't want to face Josiah Hartshorn. So I would have really liked to have gotten Hurtado, because this only gets more difficult right now.
Is this more of a breather here, Steve? I mean, I know there's strategy, but there's only so much you can do. You got to attack these hitters.
Yeah, I think it is. I think it's just really catch your breath. Let's have a plan here. Get strike one. Get in the zone. Go get these guys. Please get Marietta, though, because I really don't want you to have to get Hartshorn.
Sebastian's been fun to watch, hasn't he? I mean, there's a uniqueness to his approach. He's gutty. Again, he's only had one clean inning, but you think about this situation, and hearing what you're saying, I do feel like he's got the stuff to be one pitch away from a double play.
Yeah, no, he can get a big out. I mean, he's had that ability for sure. Watch Marietta. He gets in the box and he takes that front arm and he sort of does like a practice pretend swing, holds up his backhand, calls time to the umpire. Mike Piazza used to do that all the time. Get in the box and he takes that practice swing.
I was going to say, I love the word you used to describe him, poison. 1-0.
But get in, watch that front arm. He does that sort of flex toward the pitcher with that front arm, with my practice swing with that. Here it comes. There it is. There it is. Time. Get in. Now I'm ready. Throw it over the plate.
It's a shot. Base hit left field. That is poison. Big aggressive turn coming around third. Head first slide. They say they got him on the backside, and that ends the inning. The run does count. You can see pointing at home plate, Levitt saying this run does count. A second run for the Lancers. Boy, that was an amazing tag by Matthew Kelly. I'm not sure how he got him, Steve.
Well, big base hit right here. Short, quick stroke, pulls it down the line. And an outstanding. Ace Sapp is so quick to get to the baseball out there. Excellent athletic move here. Gets to it. Look, the quick release. He comes up throwing hard all the way to third base. Quick tag. Got him on the foot. And the question is, by Hurtado, did he get his hand into the base before the foot? No review on that one. He's out. Because the umpire said he's out.
Three, two, one.
1, 2, 3, work.
My bat's better than any other bat I've used last year. This bat just had no pop than any other wood bat that I ever used. Wood bat league gonna go crazy this summer, and these bats are absolutely juiced.
Just talking about it, you don't want to make that out with Hartshorn coming up. But it really did look like Hurtado had snuck in there, maybe getting a break. Basic Nevada on that call. So if you get a break, you take advantage of it. They did give up a run. They trail it 2-0.
Yeah, it was good hustle by Hurtado, and I get it. And it was a great play by Sapp and Kelly. I mean, that was outstanding by both of them. And it did look like he probably got in. But if it's that close, then you really don't attempt to go. You don't make the last out at third base, especially with your best hitter coming to the plate.
Caden Miller's got one job, throw some strikes, and he zips a fastball over the outside corner, 0-1 the count. To Dallin Sagafsky, the sophomore designated hitter. Little changeup. That one's rolled out to third, took a bad hop. Annoying. No problem. I'll adjust to the hop and throw him out.
At third base, you got to have good feet. And he was able to sort of backhand that play, and then he really got some momentum. Good crow hop, got his energy and movement of those feet going to first base, and a strong, accurate throw.
Pump of the fist from Murrieta. Says, throw me a good breaking ball. It was a good one. It missed in. 1-0 the count. Gabe Giron, the first baseman, fly to center back in the second inning. 1-1.
Caden Miller's doing what you want him to do. Just throw strikes, right? Come in there, throw strikes. If they're going to beat you, make them lump a bunch of singles together to beat you, but just don't walk anybody.
Yeah, game.
Line drive down to a knee. The shortstop, Gavin Huddle, 2 outs. Simple but effective what Miller's doing. A little bit of movement, throwing strikes.
Yeah, even if they hit a line drive, yeah, somebody can be right there in that spot to make the play.
Here's Ace Sapp. Seeing him make that defensive play, Steve really keyed in on how well he played it out there and left, throwing the runner out. Had a collision earlier in the game trying to make a play. We're glad he stayed in. It's been fun to watch him.
Now, he has a lot of quick twitch to what he does. You know that, I mean, his bat's quick. He has a quick jump in the outfield. And his ability to stop and make that strong throw with his momentum moving toward the right field line or left field line was really amazing. And had something on that throw to even have a shot at getting Hurtado at third base was amazing.
Not interested in that one. Wouldn't bite. 3-1 the count. Sapp last summer played really well at the 17U WWBA West National Championship in Arizona for Trotsky American. Dropped his back shoulder and hits it a mile high. Who wants it? Somehow the third baseman comes over and sticks with it and makes the play. Not an easy play, but he did. Justin Lopez hovered and hovered and finally put that one away. PG National Spotlight shining on Las Vegas next week. We're going to shine on Billy Wagner's team. We go on the road with Billy Wagner's Miller High School in Virginia. And we'll spend time with him day prior. Then we'll bring you that live broadcast. James Madison, a wonderful program. Pudge Gorman, the head coach of that program, legendary. You've got a future Hall of Famer going into the Hall of Fame this summer, and then you've got a legendary coach coaching against one another. We'll have it for you on Perfect Game TV. It's high school baseball out of Virginia here on PGTV. Elian Ruiz takes the responsibility. And look, Noah Sebastian, nice little game. I mean, kept his team right there at 1, then 2-0, and he gives way to another left-handed pitcher who goes to work a lower arm angle, number 40 in that jersey, and a tough way to start it. Ruiz, a junior.
I think Josiah Hartshorn will wish he had that last pitch back a little bit, but he's let that one go and ready for the next one to make sure he's ready to get it and swing.
Kind of a protective swing that time, and a good late side-to-side, almost more horizontal breaking ball that time, but it worked. 1-2. Fastball, good pitch, good two-strike pitch.
I'll tell you what, Delbert Levitt has done an excellent job with balls and strikes tonight. That was off the plate. It was a great pitch, but it was off the plate. He's been very good.
2-2. Outside, 3-2 the count. Ruiz would love to pitch at UNLV someday. Jamilith and Ron, his mom and his stepdad. 3-2. Low ball 4. He made some pitches on him, Steve, but in the end, the intimidation factor probably didn't hurt.
Yeah, and listen, for Hartshorn, too, I mean, he took a fastball that he wished he probably had it ready to hack at it, and he battled as well. And, you know, left on left can be tough sometimes, but to work a walk, take it. Leading off an inning, you want to get on base for your team. Keep the line moving.
Hamilton Freeberg right behind him. Ruiz of Nicaraguan descent actually had a chance to represent Nicaragua. As that one's outside. This past year in the Colt League World Series, represented Nicaragua and had a chance to play in that event. I'm telling you, anytime you hear about stories of athletes, whether they represent their country of heritage or where they live, either way, it's amazing to hear how proud they are to be invited or to be a part of it. 2-0.
Well, it's interesting. You know, we just had the start of the Major League Baseball season where the Dodgers and Cubs played in Japan, the Tokyo Series. And Shohei Ohtani was nervous for the first game there and got emotional during the national anthem. Started crying during the national anthem. And a guy who shows very little emotion and never gets nervous actually got emotional during the Japanese national anthem there. And I think that shows. I mean, he was also very proud to represent Japan at the World Baseball Classic, but you know, being in Japan in front of all the fans there where he is everywhere now, in every billboard, every sign, every store, you name it, it was emotional for him to represent the Dodgers there.
Now, there's something when you wear a flag on your hat and you are representing a country, in this case telling the story about Ruiz, the country of heritage, his family's heritage, Nicaraguan. There's that sense of pride that it's hard to describe, I think, whether it's in Shohei's case, whether it's in Ruiz's case. Told you I talked to Joel Vargas, the talented freshman. He actually has chased a spot on USA's roster, hasn't gotten one, so played in the U15 World Cup last year for Mexico. And said it was unbelievable, that opportunity.
Freddie Freeman has played for Canada in the past. His mother of Canadian descent, and his mother had passed away when he was young. To honor her, has played with Canada. I love that. And it was important to him to do it.
Right away, watching Ruiz, I know they say hitters look hitterish. He looks pitcherish. He looks comfortable on the mound.
He does.
Fastball runs away down off the end of the bat. It's a high sky to the right side. Crossing in front, Andrew Giles calls off Southacene for out number 1. They got Friedberg. Ruiz coming in 10 2/3 innings of work, 14 strikeouts on the year. ERA of 3.2 on the young season. 1-0. Inside out swing into left field. That one goes. And, well, that was a really pretty approach. Base hit there, Noah Harris.
You know, that's the way to do it. It's hard sometimes with a left-handed pitcher, the left-handed hitter. You want to open up, and the key is keep that front shoulder closed. Think about hitting the inside part of the baseball over the shortstop's head, going the other way. Excellent job right there. It's exactly the way you want to do it.
Wyatt Hanoyan coaxed the bases-loaded walk back in the first inning. Then he flied to center field in the third. Wyatt stabbed at that one. Did he pull the bat back? I think they wanted the call and didn't get it.
I don't love the bunt right there. You know, you've got one out already. Ideally, I want him to swing and try to drive in a run. Right? I mean, bunting them over with one out, then, you know, you're just giving yourself one chance to drive in a run. I want to have two chances. I want Wyatt to have a chance, and I want Tristan Ramos to have a chance to drive in a run.
Yeah, I would agree with that right there. Let them both swing it, and Hanoyan, good eye, good plate discipline, has started this year, certainly off to the right foot offensively. Hitting .429 coming in. Skied into right center field. Closing the gap very quickly out there is Southacene. Nice play. 2 outs.
They do a good job of getting the ball back into the infield as quickly as possible, right? No thought of even advancing. No assumptions whatsoever that runners aren't going to tag in advance. Just assume that the runners are going to go and just get it back into the infield.
Tristan Ramos, a well-rounded player in this game, the DH. He also is a really good pitcher as he takes a sinking fastball over the outside corner. Almost a sidearm pitch, 0-1.
Hit again.
Danielle and Mario, his parents. 1-1. Tristan Singleton scored back in the 4th inning. Struck out looking in the 1st. Yeah, they've got a good one in Ruiz,
changeup right there, Darren. Stayed back on that changeup well and had a pretty good hack at it.
Yeah.
You know, he's a guy that has tried to pull the ball a little bit, but that time stayed on it like he was going to try to hit it over the second baseman's head to right center field.
One and two the count. Center cut, fights it off on the knuckles, drifting back over the shoulder. Tate in front of Troy Southacene. makes the play for the third out of the inning. The makings of a big inning, but it was squashed by Elian Ruiz. Talented left-handed pitcher and a bright future.
If players want to maximize their potential,
they are chasing the wrong thing.
Being better is personal.
What works for one player doesn't work for all players.
Players need to be told what they're good at, what they're not good at, and what they need to work on.
They need to be given a personalized plan to help them get to where they want to be.
That's how players get better.
That's how they maximize their potential.
That's how they become great.
Join us.
Join us.
Join us as we build the future of intelligent players.
The weather is warm and it's the perfect time of year to cook outside. Loco Smart Griddles provide precise and controllable griddle surface temperatures ranging from 250 degrees all the way up to a sear setting. The cooking temperature always stays exactly where you set it, so your meal always comes out just right. Cultivating great experiences is part of our DNA, and everyone has a seat at our table, so pull up a chair. Cook faster and party longer with Loco Cookers.
Battling for the hardware, you bring it back with pride, and of course, if you're the local team, meaning Basic, you want that. You want that logo in your building. That's your rival in state, by the way, Bishop Gorman. And of course, you love taking it back to Southern California. If you're Olu. Caden Miller has kept it simple. He's thrown a bunch of strikes. He's been on the attack. Everything has a nice little sink to it. And the hitters are engaged, so it's been a fun watch.
Sure has. He just comes in throwing strikes. I mean, he has the courage to throw it over the plate. He has the courage to throw his fastball and his changeup.
And this is what he gets. He gets a ground ball to short, and he gets out number one. The shortstop is Gavin Hoddle making that play.
Yeah, Gavin Hoddle, I know they pinch hit for him, but he really can play a solid defense at shortstop. He's got good feet, can move to his right and his left, quickly ranges over, fundamentally sound, gets in front, makes the play, solid throws from every angle, gets the ball from the glove to the throwing hand quickly, and makes the quick, strong throw to first base. That's very well done.
Center fielder Troy Southasine has played the position well in this game. A couple of nice plays out in the pastures in the outfield. Otherwise, he's 0 for 2 as a hitter. Breaking ball, 0-2 the count. Dotted that outside corner.
Hot son. Flush it, come on. Clear the mind, too.
The Southasine brothers, the sons of Tip and Paul, mom and dad. One and two.
You think about, if you've parented, 3, 4 college level, professional baseball level baseball players, the discipline, the focus, the athleticism, that's pretty special stuff.
And then the obvious thing about it, T is 6 feet tall, but Ty in the Cubs organization is 5'9". Guys that you would say, okay, are a little bit more diminutive for the sport, which we know in baseball is kind of irrelevant.
Right.
But to me, that makes the story even more unique.
Yeah.
Slipped on through into left field. He went down to make the play. Hanoyan couldn't make the play. Meantime, a little bit aggressive and out at second base. Keep on the play, and that's what Hurtado did. He kept on the play, and because of that, and fired a strike back in, they got the aggressive Troy Southasine.
So I like this, right? So the ball gets under the glove. This is picking up your teammate right here, right? Hanoyan, goes under his glove into left field, but Ricardo Hurtado gets right over there quickly, does a good job fielding the ball, quick release, gets it from the glove to the throwing hand, strong, accurate throw to second. And Lopez applies the tag.
0-1 the count to Tate South the scene. Tate drives that one toward left field, toward the warning track and toward the wall. Gone! Out of here for Tate.
Well, a case of what ifs, huh? You know, what if Troy hadn't tried to stretch that into the to get to second base? Would it have been a 2-run homer, and would we be looking at a tie game right now? But, it was an error of commission, not omission, trying to stretch it and pull it. You're down 2 where base runners mean something. But look at Tate right there. That's a good swing. Listen, he's not big, but he gets everything he has into his swing. It's Jose Altuve who gets everything into every swing, and that's where the power comes from, the bottom half and drive of the baseball. Well done right there. That's an outstanding swing.
And that is 3 home runs on the year. It's a man hitting. You talked about those video game numbers, close to 600. It's 5 doubles. So you think about the hits that he has overall in the year. He's got 14 hits. And of those 14 hits, 9 of them, 9 are extra base hits.
Darren, we talk about we want to have a short swing, right? Short and quick to the ball. You think about Dustin Pedroia. He would swing hard, but it was a short swing. And Tate Southesine has a short swing as well, because it's hard to have a long swing with short arms. And I'm not joking about it. Like, it's real. It's a real thing. And I think Pedroia was an example of that. And so you can swing hard with short arms and have a short swing and still drive the baseball. And I see some of the Pedroia swing in Tate Southesine right there.
They cracked the safe just a little bit, by the way, and let the runs break free. That's the first runs at all that Orange Lutheran has given up. They had gone 11 2/3 innings of shutout. That's a nice bounce back from the left-hander, Caden Miller. Instead of hanging his head after giving up the homer to Tate, he came right back with a big breaking ball to get the talented Andrew Giles. We saw him all summer. We've seen his brothers play baseball as well. All 4 of them are special. But this tour around the bases enjoyed by the PG All-American Tate Southesine. If you're hanging out with us, we're glad you're with us. Steve and Darren. Steve, what have you loved as you take a look at all the ups and downs of this game? Mainly ups, but what have you loved about this game?
Well, some clutch play in this game. We've seen some big pitches when we needed it, but coming up with some big base hits as well. And Brady Murrieta coming up 2 for 3 in this game, the big RBI double in the 4th inning. We've seen some outstanding plays defensively, too, gunning down runners and getting them out in big moments. And I tell you what, we've seen some really good execution on both sides of the baseball.
And so here we go. And here we are. And Trevor Deek, who came on to hit earlier for Huddle, will do so again. Drop down a sac bunt. Chokes up on the bat and takes a fastball that hits the outside corner. Strike 1. 0-1 the count. The pitcher remains Elian Ruiz, the talented left-hander. Well, maybe we will see a bunt. and maybe it will be a really, really good bunt. I stand corrected, Mr. Phillips.
That is a really, really good bunt right there. He bunted the last time. He pinch hit, sacrifice bunt. This time he bunts for a hit right down the third baseline. And listen, Elian Ruiz got off the mound quickly, but he can really run. Deacon, he can really lay down a bunt. That was about as perfect a spot as you can lay one down.
The son of Karen and Renee is Justin Lopez, and Justin is 0 for 2. He's got a couple of fly ball outs. He shows bunt, takes low, 1-0. Coming off the mound, and then coming out from behind home plate, getting together, Ruiz and Juan. Juan made the play. Nice bunt, executed.
Well, clearly they practice a lot of bunting because that's an aluminum bat. Look at him deaden it. And the way you do it is you hit it off the end of the bat, right? The further off the end of the bat that you get that bunt down, the deader it comes off, and it doesn't come off hard. And that was as perfectly executed down the first base line. The catcher comes out and gets it. He can't get the runner out at second base. You get him over. You sacrifice yourself out at first base, and now you got a runner in scoring position.
And you've got that man there for Ricky Hurtado.
You should have professional players come out and watch these kids bunt. They use wood bats and can't do it and deaden it as well as these high school kids can with aluminum bats.
0-2 the count. A couple of tough pitches, and he's in the hole.
100% agree. Those were perfect pitches.
As Stevie was evaluating himself, and he shared with me as far as his growth of his game, he said two things. I've become stronger and more disciplined at the plate, and my reads in the outfield are sharper. My decisions better as a left fielder. And he just showed us that a minute ago, Hurtado. He rolls that one back beyond the bag. Backhanded play, not easy, and turned into an out. Lyndon Lee with a nice play.
Are you kidding me? A high school baseball player made that play with a runner on second. You know how many games I've watched where kids would run in and that ball would go under the glove into the outfield, the runner would score easily? He's moving away, right? Jockeyed the runner, moved back over into position. The ball gets hit back to where he was coming from. He moves over, backhands it, and on the run makes an accurate throw to first base in high school. These players are good, man. That was an outstanding play.
And Lyndon Lee, when you watch the re-air of this and people tell you to go back and watch it, understand that's a longtime builder of major league teams, great talent, evaluator, and of course one of our favorite hosts in the world now and color analyst Steve Phillips. That's a real dude breaking you down.
That's a big league play. I mean, some big leaguers don't make that play.
You called him poison earlier. I'm really loving that word more and more. He is just a pain, Brady Murrieta. My skin, the former pitcher in me, my skin crawls watching him hit.
Yeah, he's just with a runner in scoring position. Watch him in. Here comes the front arm. He's going to do that thing where he sort of extends the front arm. Then he's going to call time to the umpire to let him get in the batter's box. And here he goes. Now he's going to look for that fastball over the middle plate, base hit up the middle.
3-1.
He's going to just say, I think that might have been a little bit down. Albert. Mr. Levitt.
Sir.
Blue.
There you go. There's that patience, that perturbing patience, and what a gift it is when you have, one of the more dangerous hitters in the country in all of high school baseball right behind him. And they'll run for him over there. Seth Huante.
Come on. Go. Come on, Seth.
That's 3 times today that Marietta has reached. A couple of singles, a walk, and a run scored.
I swear it feels like Marietta and Hartshorn are up all the time.
So do all the basic pitchers.
Yeah.
Skips away. How far away? Oh, boy, what a tough break. Oh, Lou takes advantage. A huge add-on run.
Well, it sort of kicks away. Here's the thing. It wouldn't have gone that far, but he did the best he could to try to keep it in front. But when he slid over, it was a kick save and a beauty, and the back foot sort of kicked it toward the dugout, which really kicked it away, allowing the run to come in from third. Tough break.
Yeah, that hurts because they had got that one run back with the homer. They had pulled it to 2-1. Now they've got a little bit more work to do. Now, they do have 6 outs to play with. They'll just, I think, go ahead and put Josiah on now with that occurring. So they'll walk Hartshorn and face Hamilton. So 2 runners on, 2 outs, and no balls and 1 strike the count. 0-1 the count, 2 outs, runners on first and second. Friedberg takes strike 2. Elian Ruiz deals the 0-2. Goes down and gets a breaking ball. Lines it into left center field. It's down all the way to the wall. 1 run will score. On around comes that second run. And Hamilton Friedberg gets it done.
Well, you called it. He went down and got it, right? He got a pitch down to the zone. He's a low ball hitter. And he got a fastball down, and he just stroked it into the left field wall. Yeah, he loves that pitch down to the zone. Drives it to left center field. It kind of kicks to the wall, drops there. And if I'm south of scene, I want to go out a little bit further for the relay on that one. And they might end up holding a runner, so he gets it on the short hop. And one of the things to know about third base coaches is that they read the cutoff man. And so the further you go out, if you get the ball and the runner's not at the base yet, but if you get it, even if you're further out in the outfield and further away from home plate, if you get it in your hand, they tend to stop the runner. So don't let the outfielder make the long throw. Let yourself make the long throw. Get out there closer to the outfielder and get it in your hands. Most third base coaches will stop the runner.
We will pause for a moment. Certainly a bright future for that left-hander. Elian Ruiz just ran into a wall this inning and ran into Orange Lutheran, getting a little bit more comfortable on the scoreboard on top of Basic Nevada.
At first, it was just a team. Now I can't imagine my life without them.
That coach changed our son, on the field and off.
Time to go to the bullpen and a different look and hoping to stop it right here. You still have proven throughout this year that you're a team that can explode offensively. And so suddenly, Dylan Lee, 2027 grab becomes very important. 14th ranked player in the state overall. And A shortstop by trade, but he can go just about anywhere you need him.
Come on, Jared.
Number 2 shortstop in the state amongst all sophomores is ranked by Perfect Game. We've seen him a lot, too. LVR, his travel team. We've seen him at about 4 dozen PG events, so we'll see him now. Just looking for a 0, Steve.
Yeah, just listen, come in and throw some strikes and see if you can't get him to hit it at somebody right now. Listen, they just need some outs. Just get back in the dugout and see if you can't get somebody on base and rally a little bit.
Lee up to 85 miles an hour at an event last summer in Arizona. Perfect Game event playing for LVR. Had a good summer hitting-wise, too. Good all-around player. Noah Haros takes outside, 1-0 the count. Haros takes a 12-6 breaking ball to even the count at 1-1.
Nice pitch right there.
See it again.
The sophomore.
Noah has walked. Noah has singled. Haros has also flied to center. Yeah, that is a little snapdragon curveball.
Yeah, that's got a little bite to it.
Get him right here. Come on.
Freeberg, the runner at second. Fastball lifted, long run toward the corner, still tracking it, and then just running out of room.
Hey, Noah.
Looks like he's throwing a little harder than 85 right now, too. He's got, his arm looks good. His arm works well. He's athletic on the mound, can repeat his delivery.
Do it again, 2-2.
Tell you, that's battling as a hitter. I mean, fighting off that pitch right there, that's a tough, wicked breaking ball. And to be able to at least get a piece of it to stay alive, that's good hitting too.
Two. Breaking ball, fly ball, still tracking toward the alley, up against the wall. How about letting it travel deep and driving the baseball? Noah Haros flexing.
Really good piece of hitting. Stays back, drives it to left center field. That is really good hitting right there. I mean, and you said, let the ball go deep in the zone, stay inside the baseball, drive it the other way. We saw him with the single his last at bat, driving it over the shortstop's head. Great piece of hitting. Not trying to pull the ball, not trying to do too much, just doing whatever the pitcher gives him. And now he picks up another RBI and just tacking on more runs.
Baby. Get ready again. Let's go.
Wyatt Hanoyan. Curveball hits the outside corner. Switch hitter flips it around and bats left-handed. We saw him batting right-handed against the Southpaws earlier in this game. One and two. Who doesn't love a good switch hitter, Steve?
Boy, I'll tell you. I was a left-handed hitter, and I envied switch hitters. And it's that much more work, but really makes it so much better every pitch breaking into you.
It went down and got that pitch, drove it to right field from the left side, did Hanoyan. All kinds of offense this inning. Murrieta and Hartshorn, they walked. Hoddle got on earlier, and I should say off they went to the races. Big blast, Freeberg, beautiful swing, Haros. Enjoying it, 6-1.
Stepping to the plate, PJ
believe this is where it all began.
And here comes the pitch.
And this is the sweetest sound in the world.
Of course, to be able to swing a bat quick, you're going to have to be strong.
I believe you gotta rise before you can shine. That there is no agony worse than defeat.
The question is, does he have the bat speed? Does he have what it takes?
And an angel watches over me.
And swing it. Just keep swinging. Just keep swinging.
I believe this will all be worth it.
And the next pick in the 2024 draft is...
National Spotlight shining on Las Vegas, Nevada. Steve Phillips, Darren Sutton, and you. Thanks for being with us. There's our line score. And what was just back and forth right there. Nibble, 2-1, Steve. And then those big 4 runs changed the game.
You know, if you just keep getting traffic on the bases, you know, sooner or later you're going to break through. Just getting opportunities. You know, just keep getting base runners on base percentage. And then sooner or later, you're going to find a hole. A ball will fall in. You'll hit one off the wall. And you get guys crossing home plate. And that's exactly what has happened here for Orange Lutheran.
Orange Lutheran, a school that was born in 1973. Dr. Jack Prius is their current head of school. Just a high school, but a large high school for a private school. More than 1,300 students playing in that vaunted CIF Southern Section Trinity League with schools like J. Sarah in San Juan Capistrano, Mater Dei in Santa Ana, Santa Margarita High School down there in Rancho Santa Margarita, Servite in Anaheim, and St. John Bosco in Bellflower. Lee rolled into a double play and also reached on a fielder's choice. Gets that one down off the end of the bat, but it hung up perfectly for Hartshorn, 1 out.
Boy, Caden Miller can just move the ball around. He changes speeds a little bit. Everything moves a little bit, and he just keeps it off the good part of the bat. Induces some weak contact, gets ground balls. He's doing a nice job.
Miami commit Matthew Kelly is 0 for 2, struck out and flied out. Yeah, there's a comfort to his approach. He knows who he is. He's going to go pitch in college at Concordia here, when I say here, in Southern California locally, so he'll stay somewhat near home. And I could see it working at that level well. I believe they're NAIA, if not D2, but this stuff will, that stuff will play great at that level.
Definitely.
Two and one. Kelly playing third, can play anywhere you want on the field. Really a talented defender, can play in the middle. 3-1 the count on Matthew.
Miller missing right there, but making Kelly move his feet a little bit, right? Making him a little bit uncomfortable in the batter's box. He looked at him a little bit, but he wasn't trying to do anything, but just make him uncomfortable in the batter's box. Now he's got him set up to come with a changeup.
3-2. Go back and grab that weapon and go back to work as a hitter. That's a really, really good 3-1 pitch.
It was a good pitch, and it was a strike, too. He got the outside corner with it. Little changeup, little turnover. Reminds me of John Franco's little changeup he'd throw in that outside corner.
Does he throw it again here, Steve?
Oh, absolutely. He's going to throw it again.
Something changed in Murrieta's mind, the catcher. He called time. Let's see what they do. Couple of shakes of no. Outside corner, that's strike 3. That looked like a little bit more firm to me, if I'm not mistaken. That was a fastball. But you tell me.
Yeah, let's take a look at it again and see. You know, the way Murrieta sets his hand in his glove, I think it might have. It's tough to tell right there with it. The way Murrieta sort of moved his glove, it felt like, I think it might have been a fastball. Kelly thought it might have been a little low. And, you know, when you take your bat on the 3-1 pitch and assume it's ball 4, you throw it away, you better swing on the 3-2 pitch. There's the
now that was a breaking ball.
Yeah, breaking ball, change up.
So I don't know, Steve. It could have been like that strike 3 could have been a firm changeup. You may be onto something.
Had a little wrinkle to it, it felt like. A little tail to it.
There's the fastball. He gets a swing and a miss. They're completely backwards against him.
Yeah.
Gaden Miller toying with them right now, commanding 3 pitches for strikes. Little ground ball out towards short. Charging, fielding, firing. In time for the out, making all the plays out there. Stepping in, Trevor Deek, the new shortstop, made it look really comfortable out there. And this left-hander, as Steve said, it's a pleasure to watch. He's on his way to college, and he'll do some damage at that level from the bump. Stephen Darren as we play into the 7th inning. Once Lutheran will look to add on. Boy, look at this venue. This isn't spectacular. Just outside of Las Vegas, Bishop Gorman's home stadium. They have hosted this great event. Dylan Lee fires it over the outside corner for a strike.
You know, Darren, you asked about kids getting to college and how much better prepared they are because of events like this. I mean, the venue, the experience, the level of competition.
Play develops slowly, but it's an out nonetheless. Takes Southacene, the shortstop. 1 away.
I mean, it's just, the fields that they get to play on, the pressure that comes with some of these games, the quality of pitching that hitters face, the quality of hitters that pitchers face, the quality of umpires that they get in these games. I mean, it's a whole different level than what the game was 10 years ago, 15 years ago, 20 years ago.
Very good.
You know, the summer leagues, the showcase events, it's such a different level of competition and experience that, of course, when they get to college, they're so much different and so much better prepared now. And even when they get to pro ball, if they get drafted, they're so much more advanced than they ever were before. Pitchers, with the use of analytics and the conditioning that they've had, so much more advanced than they ever were before.
Trevor Deek doesn't get those arms fully extended, but he still drives that one deep to center field. Where Troy south the scene, one south the scene, then another. Part of the first 2 outs in this inning. Look, you and I had a fun chance too as we watch this one more time. We had a fun chance to call a really good junior college tournament to open the season, and Again, to your point, I mean, you watch that level of baseball, and those schools are running around hanging with Power 5 schools the way they play.
They are. I mean, the talent level in junior college is fantastic.
One and 0 the count to Justin Lopez. Couple of quick outs here in the top of the 7th.
I'll give you an
Out your
example.
breaking ball.
I'm running the minor leagues for the Mets, and we had just brought kids in from the draft and rookie league. We were warming up a pitcher in the bullpen, a kid from Alabama, warming up down in the bullpen. And the pitcher in the game was pitching, and he got out of the jam in the inning. So our pitching coach yelled to the kid in the bullpen, "Sit down, get down." He didn't have to keep pitching anymore. The kid said, "What?" He said, "Sit down." The kid sat down on the pitching rubber in the bullpen. He didn't know he meant you don't have to keep throwing anymore. He actually sat down on the pitching rubber in the bullpen. You had to teach him everything back then.
Oh, we've come a long way. We've come a long way. I guess Perfect Game could take credit now for teaching players to come sit on the bench when a coach says that.
Thank you for doing that.
I need all the wins, yeah. Ain't no else, gotta get a no call to quits, yeah. Gotta keep on moving no matter how hard it gets, yeah. Better move out the way, cause I'm coming way hard against. My head is as hard as a brick, but I'm harder than all of this. You better move, you might get knocked out, knocked out. You better move, you might get knocked out, knocked
I'm in the big leagues, told her don't miss me. Ballin' like Houston, ayy, feeling like Whitney. I gotta go, dog. I'm riding the road, y'all. I think that I'm back in my bag now. So I need that go, y'all. Got hits when they throwin' the fastball. Too much that I've been through, so I put it all in that rear view. Clean money in the black whip, got old problems with a friends new.
Boy, a really good job for Orange Lutheran. Blake Killinger, then Caden Miller. And now one more opportunity to show who you are. And it's Tristan Ramos, who's been serving as the designated hitter. He'll get a chance to lock this game down, Will Ramos. Long Beach State commit. His 4th appearance of the year. 2 1/3 innings, has not allowed a hit thus far. Couple of strikeouts. Command hasn't been his friend, 5 walks, but he's got a pretty good, comfortable lead. This is a chance for him to see if he can find that command.
He looks like he's going to throw a lot of fastballs to me. I'm in blowing gas.
Like Cole Wynn did when he played for Orange Lutheran, like Garrett Cole did when he played for Orange Lutheran. They've got some fun Major League alums that have been drafted out of high school, not just going on to college and playing, but some out of high school. Cole, of course, went on to UCLA, but Jason Martin, who played to the big leagues, Brandon Moore, you remember that name, folks, stopped his career in 2018. Center fielder Garrett Mitchell, he went on to play college ball, then is in the big leagues for the Brewers. So, fun list of alums, and there's a lot of pride in wearing that Olu uniform. Delbert Levitt waiting to get the go-ahead. Trying to take this game to the finish line. Our home plate umpire, as Steve said, has done a nice job in this game. Gabe Giron, the hitter. 1-0 the count. One and one the count. My goodness, is that dugout turned up?
They are. They're feeling it right now.
Back to the screen it goes. It was last summer, Steve, that Tristan Ramos took on a perfect game event, and he is a 2026 committed to Long Beach State. But even last summer, that'd be after his sophomore year, he touched 91 last summer off the mound.
I believe it. I believe it. He's got some velocity for sure.
Shook a couple of times from Murrieta's signs. The 1-2. Breaking ball outside.
I think he got the right call there. It was just off the plate.
It's a good pitch,
tough
Steve.
Take. Yeah, it was an excellent pitch. Excellent pitch. And it was a good take as well by Duran.
The 2-2. Outside.
Murrieta trying to frame it, pull it back into the strike zone.
Yeah, he was selling some ocean front property in Arizona with that one.
Yeah, he was. Hard. Selling it hard.
That would have hit a left-handed batter. The 3-2 pitch. Oh, they're into it. Ooh, they say from the dugout. Duran 0 for 2. Three-two. Ball 4. Good at bat by the 7-hole hitter.
It was. You know, I would tell you that I wouldn't set up away on the outside corner. I would set up down the middle of the plate. You know, I don't think that he's in a place where he can regularly command the outer third. I would throw it down the middle of the plate. He's got enough velocity that he's going to be able to beat most hitters with it, even if it's down the middle. And I don't think he's going to command the middle anyways, where he's going to miss a little in or a little away. And so if either spot he misses to, it's going to be on a corner where I think the hitter's going to have a tough time centering it. I think I would aim for the middle and miss a little in or a little out. But if he aims for the corner, I think he's missing away more than he is anything else, and it's a ball. So I would shoot for the middle of the plate. If I would set up middle.
Well, that's great insight. Makes so much sense, and I'll add just a simple little add-on, especially when it's 6-1.
Yeah, for sure.
You're not going to hit a 5-run homer off you. Let that fastball eat as he pulls that one outside. 1-0 the count. ASAP doubled and then also popped up to the second baseman. And a nice play in left field, cutting down a runner on the base pads earlier in this game. Ace takes outside, 2-0 the count.
I'm assuming that ASAP might have come like a week or two early as a child, as a baby. And they named him ASAP, right? That he came as soon as possible, like a little sooner than they expected. Don't you think they kind of got cute with the name on that?
I do. And look, we're a couple hours in. I can't believe that I hadn't thought of that to this point. Because we all say that, right? We don't say
right.
SAP. How soon will he be there? I'll be there ASAP. (3-0), but he's not in a rush to swing at balls, though.
All right, and he has great speed, too, which is also plays into that. His parents certainly appreciated the name game.
Like you do.
Listen, I'm envious.
That's ball 4. Ace heads to first. His mom is Tracy. Mom went to Notre Dame. Dad played football at Notre Dame. 5 years in the NFL with the Ravens and the Colts. It's his dad, Jerome Sapp, who played professionally at Notre Dame and at Harvard. And their baby boy Ace, who's growing up right before their eyes. Some close calls didn't go his way, and he's kind of been nowhere close since then. And I shouldn't say that. They were balls he thought they should go his way. Let's be more clear about it.
But he really tries to throw every pitch to the outside corner. And I think that when you've got a 6-1 lead, and with that kind of velocity, you can make a mistake down the middle of the plate, and the reality is they're not really going to catch up to you. And if they do, they're not going to hit 5 solo home runs. And so lay it in there. Let's see what they can do against you. But walks are only going to hurt you right now. So everything he's aiming to the outside corner right there. And he's missing off the plate on the outside. Throw it down the middle. Dare them to lump 15 singles together to get the 5 runs they're going to need to tie you in the game.
Back-to-back walks to start things. It is a big fastball, and it's a good-looking breaking ball. He's shown a couple of those. Here's Koawan, the Harvard, or I should say Hawaii. Harvard on the brain. The Hawaii commit. And the catcher. And gets the call over the outside corner that time. Juan has grounded out a couple of times. Oh, and 2 the count. Keali'i Koawan, number 4 catcher in Nevada.
That's better. That's more of the plate right there.
Maybe just sticks with the heat. He did. Outside corner, that's strike 3. Nice bounce back.
Very good. Good visit to the mound. Calmed him down a little bit. Got him refocused. Right over the plate.
Well, if he's going to get there and he's going to get these 2 outs, he has got 2 really tough customers, and they're brothers going back to back. Troy south the scene, Tate south the scene. Been on the base pads 4 times tonight overall. A couple of miscues, but a homer and a walk and a stolen base between the 2 of them. Troy reached on an error. Back in the 5th. One home run this year for Troy. Couple of doubles and a triple as well. Slugging .533. Breaking ball, 0-1.
Good idea. Good idea starting off with a breaking ball right there. Sometimes, it gets you to change your arm angle, change your release point. You think about getting out in front a little bit. You stop thinking about the fastball. Good idea.
Fastball, big swing, 0-2. He matched power for power with that swing. I wonder if that aggressive swing talked Marietta into spinning another breaking ball.
I don't know, he couldn't catch up with the fastball. It was an aggressive swing, but he was so far behind it.
They shook him off a couple of times. Let's see what it is. It's a fastball. It's strike 3. It's the man on the mound who went to school on that swing, as you said, Steve.
Yeah, he just ran it by him, and Marietta holding the glove up high, trying to get the higher fastball, but lunging a little bit there was Troy Southestein, thinking I've got to try to be really out in front to try to catch up with it. And the key with a hard-throwing fastball isn't to swing harder. It's actually just start a little earlier. Just get that front foot down and start earlier.
It was a fun matchup here. Last time we saw him swing the bat, it was quick bat, and it was gone.
Yeah, he's got some power. He's got a really nice swing, Tate Southestein. He's an outstanding ball player.
3rd home run of the year. Two 2-0 the count.
And you see here that right now Ramos is almost giving him too much credit. Pitch him the same way that you pitched his brother. Brother's a junior and Tate's a senior, but you're go ahead and challenge him. Throw that fastball down the middle like you just did. That's an explosive fastball. If he beats you, okay, well then it's 6-4. You can still, close out this game, but throw that thing down the middle, that hard fastball. Get back in this count.
Yeah, and if that's a fastball that was 91 last summer, Steve, sorry about that. It's 93, 94 now, easy.
Yeah, I agree with you. It's hard.
Breaking ball didn't get there. 3-0. Two runners on. Things get really interesting if, in fact, he reaches South of Scene. For me, anyway.
Yeah, for sure.
Three and one.
Okay, but here's the thing. South of Scene did a really good job. He didn't just take that pitch. He took it to time it. He took it with the idea that if I get it on the next pitch, I've just timed it to where I can swing at it now, and I've got you timed.
Outside corner. Got the call, 3-2.
Murrieta coming out in front of the plate, reminding the infielders, 3-2 count, 2 outs. If it's a ground ball, you got to go to first base. Runners will be moving on the pitch right here. Good job by the catcher.
Little roller, right side, charging, on the move, and that'll do it. Orange Lutheran victorious. They win it. The 2025 Bishop Gorman Invitational here in Las Vegas.
Good hustle by South of Scene down the line. Made it a close play, but look at the joy, the excitement right there, and a well-earned championship of this tournament, and a lot of talent on that roster for Orange Lutheran. And Ramos getting the ground ball right there. Lopez coming in, quick release to get the out at first base. Harrell's making the play. What an effort right there. South of Scene doing all he can, laying it out for his team to try to get there, but he's called out at first. Both teams shaking hands, great sportsmanship. Two very talented schools, and we're going to hear a lot from them throughout the course of the spring and early summer of these two very good programs.
Yeah, I think, Steve, your best point there, listen to all the things you were sharing, I do. Baseball, high school baseball is in good hands. These are two really good baseball teams, developing players, developing young men. These are the feeder schools on to college.
They certainly are, and they've got talent. They're so well coached. I mean, so many different little things throughout the course of this game and throughout the course of this tournament. You could tell how well coached. Cutoffs and relays, bunt plays, sacrifice bunts, turning double plays. So many little things that they've done. These young men are so well coached, both in personality, on the field and off the field. It is such a pleasure to be part of all of it.
R.J. Farrell is the head coach of this team. He takes this program over the first year. He has taken over as the head coach, albeit building and helping to build for many years as an assistant. Orange Lutheran has a pretty rich history of winning big events like this, whether it be this event, the NHSI in Cary, North Carolina, that big event, the national event. So, the goal is every year for them to win events like that, to win events like this, and then to win CIF. And it's tough to do. We told you all those great teams in the Trinity League, and it's a challenge. Meantime, these teams over here on the other side, Nevada's very best. It's Bishop Gorman, and it's this school here and Basic. There's a lot to like about it. I love the family ties, too, with the South of Scene brothers. What a unique twist to this program to have 4 brothers that have helped build this program.
Well, and it's a family that will leave an indelible legacy on the program, and listen, it has left a mark there. There's no question about that. A lot of tremendous athletes on this team, Big fan of ASAP, the left fielder. His hustle in the beginning of the game and throughout the game. Tremendous defensive plays. Matthew Kelly at third base is a tremendous player too, as they have the trophy presentation.
All right, so they have the title. They have the trophy. They'll take that one back. I should have checked in with RJ. Now, it's close enough geographically. It depends where you're watching. It's close enough that they maybe bust. They may be just hopping in a bus and heading home, or maybe they took a big bird back to Santa Ana Airport. You never know. But congrats to Orange Lutheran, the Lancers. R.J. Farrell, their head coach. A couple of days ago, they had a little bit of a bug. Some of the food some of the guys ate, had a couple of them sitting out, so they bounced back, got their fluids, got their sleep. That happens out on the road. These are the fun moments, though, Steve. These are the moments these kids will never forget.
Absolutely. They'll remember it forever, remember each other and all that they did to celebrate this day, this tournament, and a big part of what will be a memorable 2025 baseball season.
Love calling games with you, Steve Phillips. Excellent. We are lucky to have you join us when you are able to. And, of course, Steve, Tanner, and Taylor at the mothership carrying us and the entire team in Orange, California. Our partnership with Be Live in Brooklyn, New York, and my fearless leader, Jason Jaquette. Don't know what I'd be without him. My name is Darren Sutton. We love that you've enjoyed all this high school baseball on Perfect Game TV. See you next week.